What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video here. I've got another Palantir update for you guys on this Sunday afternoon. In this one, we're going to be talking about a very interesting clip from the most recent AIPCon that just serves to further everything that we've been saying on this channel here about the speed, the efficiency, everything that Palantir is able to offer their customers. And also, we have some updates on what we've been talking about with these government contracts as well. I know a lot of that sell-off that we saw over the last kind of month and a half here after the Pentagon said that they were going to be decreasing the size of their budget every single year. When thinking about this, guys, and kind of listening to statements from Alex Karp, seeing kind of the different shifts that are happening in the marketplace with some of Palantir's other competitors, well, it gives us a really good insight into what is probably going to happen next and why Palantir may not be on the chopping block at all. So before we get into all of that information, guys, if you guys do enjoy the information and analysis that I provide for you guys in these videos here, make sure you go down and hit that like button. It costs you nothing to do it, but it helps me out a whole lot in getting these videos out to as many people who actually want to learn. Let's see if we can hit 500 likes on this one. That would be awesome. And again, if you never want to miss another video like this, make sure you are subscribed and turn on notifications so you never miss another one of these videos as soon as they go live. But without further ado, let's roll that first clip.
My name is Lawrence van der Rohe, Chief Operations Officer. So when I entered the room this morning, I thought, wait a minute, it's only been 6 months since actually I was in the audience. And in those 6 months, actually it feels much longer, but in the 6 months, I didn't know before coming here what Palantir was 6 months ago. Somebody told me a week before. Ganesh invited me to join this AIPCon in September 2024. Afterwards, we made an agreement, we did 2 proofs of concept, and guess what? We're presenting here now. So it could happen to you as well, because Palantir is about speed. On a personal note, I love Formula 1, so I always try to make a link with that. By the way, the races are starting again this weekend. But we had a great chassis of the car, but our engine was underpowered. So we went to Palantir because we wanted to have the best engine out there in order to make this nice combination of the chassis with the engine. Now, bear with me for the next slide, because I think, first of all, we thought we got getting a great engine, which we did, but we also got a great team to work with. So the Palantir engineers were super smart, great people to work with. We had also some good fun, so basically beer and tech, it's a great combo, right? Obviously, we were only drinking Heineken Zero while building, right? So it was not, it was like that. So, but the team really gelled well together. So, and that Tiger team actually in 3 months built what took us 3 years to build before. Right? So that gives a little bit of the magnitude of speed.
So from that clip there, guys, there's really 2 main things that we need to talk about here. The first is that obviously AIPCon and these AIP boot camps are, as you guys all know, very effective at getting new customers through the door. As you can see, that CEO of Heineken didn't really know anything about Palantir. He was told about this program basically the week before that it happened. He came in, saw the value of what Palantir could provide, and then they are seeing unbelievable results. And then 6 months later, he is actually presenting at these events, which is absolutely awesome to see. Now, the second thing here is a little bit more nuanced, and it's going to get us into kind of our broader point here on what's been happening with kind of the overall marketplace as we shift into this kind of new environment with this new administration looking to cut spending in a lot of different areas. What this CEO or COO said was that it took Palantir 3 months to do what it would have taken Heineken, or did take Heineken, 3 years to do. And he talks a lot about speed and efficiency. And that is something that this new administration, especially when looking to give out a lot of these new government contracts, is obviously looking for. Again, they talk about waste, fraud, and abuse. Well, just on that waste point, if you are not operating efficiently as a company with your software and generating results for your customers, whether it be in the software sector, commercial, or government, or any other sector, well, you're going to be on the chopping block for a lot of those government contracts there in that specific scenario. But as we've seen many times and time again with Palantir, that is not really their situation at all. And then recently as well, we also saw this. Hegseth cancels defense contracts IT government contractors sell off. Shares in government contractors Booz Allen, Gartner, CACI International, Science Applications International tumbled on Thursday after Secretary of Defense Pete Hegseth said the Pentagon was canceling $580 million in contracts, including deals with Gartner and consultancy McKinsey. While Booz Allen's stock fell, shares in rival Palantir Technologies rose. Now, it's not just me sitting here, guys, and kind of coming to these conclusions and saying with some sort of a hopeful kind of tone here that, oh no, Palantir is the best, the greatest ever. They're not going to get their contracts cut by the government here. Let's actually hear it again directly from Alex Karp's mouth on his opinions on exactly what is going to unveil and kind of roll out with this situation here, and how Palantir is positioned potentially to really kind of siphon off a lot of this other government contracting money that these other companies are going to be losing, because Palantir, again, has, in Alex Karp's words, the best technology, and in the words of the Heineken COO there, is very efficient and very fast.
Alex, it's interesting you say that, because your stock has become something of a proxy for that debate you just talked, that the sort of debate that you talk about. And obviously, of late, it's been under a little bit of pressure now. I watched really closely last week. The stock had made a really big rebound, and then that evening, Mongo posted their results. One of their highly profitable contracts, apparently with the government, won't be renewed, right? So Doge out there, that same day they showed the wasteful spending at HUD and just how crazy it was. So now the speculation is that Doge will have a negative impact on Palantir, although fans of your company who loved your company long before I did tell me, no, this actually is a positive for Palantir.
Well, look, at Palantir, we're very focused on what will make the West superior. In the commercial space, mainly here on the battlefield. So even if it were for Palantir, I think bad for Palantir, I'd be in favor of it. I mean, how often have critics of Palantir been right? And it's like, look, buying, if you want to reform an institution, whether it's commercial or government or anything, what is the first thing you're going to do? Change the unit economics, make the customer experience better. How are you going to do that realistically in the West? You're going to buy the best software and implement it. Who are you going to buy from? So, I mean, and I love that we have all these skeptics. They just can keep on. The skeptics, as annoying as they are, just come out and tell the venture community how much we're going to fail. It's like, but for the somewhat idiotic skeptics of Palantir, we would probably be competing with 50 companies. So please amplify your skepticism. Palantir is very pro-Doge. I'm pro-Doge. I believe it's going to be great for America, and I'm supportive of it. And, read into that what you will.
Right.
So guys, we've talked about this time and time again on this channel over the last couple of weeks here, that again, Palantir has positioned themselves as the most efficient and the most effective product in the space here. And that is one of the main reasons why you haven't seen any one of their government contracts being cut yet. And it is possible that some of these other companies that are having their contracts cut, well, that revenue could end up going to Palantir over the next couple of quarters here, as there's still work that needs to be done within the government sector. Now, before we start talking about the chart of Palantir here, and giving you guys an update on kind of the short-term prospects of what we could end up seeing with this name over the next couple of weeks here, I do want to bring your guys' attention over to something that I don't think a lot of you guys have seen. I think this flew under the radar for a lot of investors here, and it's that Samsung reportedly taps Palantir to improve the yield and overall quality of its chips. Samsung's foundry is stuck in doldrums these days, contending with a myriad of issues, including those related to the yield and overall competitiveness of its cutting-edge chips. Yet the South Korean giant is now reportedly looking towards Palantir and its phenomenal AI-enabled insights to fine-tune problematic processes. Now, again, we all know that a significant portion of Palantir's revenue is coming from the government sector, and seeing the addition of these commercial clients, or the expansion within these already existing commercial relationships, is obviously going to be something that Wall Street wants to see. So very, very good news here. Now, moving over to the chart here on Palantir, let's just kind of, if you guys are new to the channel here, let's just kind of set the tone and go over, if you guys missed a couple of the other videos, exactly what we were expecting to see. we were looking at this kind of 88.90 area on Palantir as an area that if we could break to the upside, we could easily start to see this this name start to push higher here. Moving up to this 93.60 area would be awesome, and getting back to that 100 area, I think would be very, very significant. And also, depending on what happens in the market as we get into that April 2nd deadline with these new tariffs, again, we've seen a lot of updates over the weekend that there could be a deal that comes out. They're not going to be as widespread as people thought they were in the past. So we could end up seeing Palantir move up pretty aggressively in the short term. Now, what I will say right now is if you guys did watch the other Palantir video that I made earlier this week, this valuation to me is still very expensive here. For me personally, I'm just going to treat these as short-term trades for now. But again, as you guys all know, I do really like this company. I think the prospects of it over the next couple of years here are very, very strong. But again, I want to also provide you guys with a little bit of a kind of counter thesis to the chart here. Because again, we are breaking out on the daily here, but if we do see some volatility, if we end up breaking down below and closing below 84.53, I think it would be pretty likely that we do end up trying to go for these lows here. But again, that is really going to depend on what happens with the broad market here going into this April 2nd deadline. And then we can kind of see where things want to shake out from there. But right now, again, that 88.82 break is looking really good. We could easily get up to this 93.60 area here. And if you break there, I think it's pretty likely that you go up and test that 100 area in the near future. So guys, that is going to wrap it up for this video here. If you guys did enjoy the information and analysis I provided for you guys in this one, make sure you go down and hit that like button. It costs you nothing to do it, but it helps me out a whole lot in spreading these videos out to as many people who actually want to learn. And again, if you never want to miss another video like this, make sure you guys are subscribed and turn on notifications so you never miss another one of these videos right as they go live. So guys, I will see you in the next one. Peace.